Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is yours truly, the Lord Nelson, that is. Hi, the big guy with the big show from Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS Network with 5 Royals Entertainment. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, you see him over there. Look at him. Look, he's just a distinguished musician. Look at him. He just
distinguished, bruh.
He's over there chilling. I love it. I love the way he's rocking the beard and everything. But I'm getting there. You know, it's all love. It's all.
No Shave November, baby.
Indeed. Well, of course, as always, I'm going to read off a little something about this young man and his band to kind of big him up before we get into it. And if he doesn't mind, I will proceed.
Go ahead,
ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is a part of a 3-man collective that incorporates amazing and invigorating vocals from melodic to hardcore. Their orchestration moves the listener with a passion and groove that is truly infectious, and you can feel their energy flow effortlessly from them to their instruments, to the speakers, to your ears. Yes, these young men are truly gifted and talented and will bring you a definite ride of musical pleasure that will be branded in your mental for life. For life, yes. And now, without further ado, Live and Loud with the Lord welcomes the great lead vocalist and guitarist, William Baker of the band Ent. Yeah. What's going on, young man? What's up?
Nothing much, man. Just wanted to say thanks for having me on. And if anybody that's listening hasn't done it yet, make sure you just subscribe to this man's channel and all of his platforms. All right, that's how we do it.
This guy right here, man. Listen, love, man. Reciprocated, man. Sure. Embrace and reciprocated, yes, sir. So the first question always is, where are you from, young man?
I am from Wilmington, North Carolina, on the East Coast.
Man, Wilmington. Yo, that's like the beach town, right?
Yeah, it is a beach town.
Yeah. When I was in Stuck Mojo, we did a show in Wilmington, man. It was nice. It was nice. We had a great time in Wilmington. Yes, indeed. Beautiful place.
Come back.
Yeah, indeed, of course. So what's the best thing about being from Wilmington?
Honestly, the state is actually pretty cool because you can drive from the beach to the mountains within 4 hours.
Right.
Totally different environment. So being by the beach, you get a whole different crowd of people in the summer and a whole different crowd of people in the winter. So
well, I'm right here in South Carolina, so I can understand.
You know how it is.
I know how it is. You know how it is. Of course. Nothing finer than being in Carolina. That's a true statement, man.
That's right.
Very, very true statement. So North Carolina has always had a vibrant music scene, from what I know. Can you recall what the music scene was like for you as a teenager?
Honestly, growing up, the music scene was very eclectic, and it still is now. Right. It's you come to Wilmington and there's a lot of, unless there's a big show coming through, it's a lot of cover bands, beach bands, and then you move into Raleigh or Charlotte and there's a lot of good, rock and punk bands, and then there's a whole different kind of scene in here. Raleigh also has a good, underground R&B and rap genre too as well. So yeah.
So the music scene is it's always been pretty good though. So
yeah. Comes and goes.
So how early in life did you have the desire to be a musician, and when did you fully commit to it?
Honestly, the first thought that I had was in high school. Mm-hmm. I was in high school 2001, 2005. So it was this one kid who was very egotistical, and I wanted to be better than him. That was the reason why I initially started, to be honest. But I grew into really loving it and wanting to dive into more. And I became serious, I'd say, about 10 years ago. So
okay. Yeah. So what kind of music was in your household as a youth then? What were
honestly, it was country.
Country. So so now.
So good country.
See, now listen, hold on. So many people say they don't love country music, and I'm like, what is wrong with country music? I don't understand it. I get it. Once again, I'm not a genre snob. I love all music. So why do you think people are so, why is it such a pushback with some country music, man?
Because I don't think they might not understand totally the difference between liking and respecting. I might not like all country artists, but I respect where they're at because they're at where I'm going.
Right.
So, because even though they may not have created the music, because in country and hip hop and pop and all that, there's 10 people to write a song, and rock, it's mostly, there's a lot less people than that involved. So, you get into that, but I still respect the fact that there's all these people collaborating together. I don't know if I could work with 10 other people like that, but they still have to sing it, right? They still have to perform it.
Of course, man. Nah, I love country music too. My guest that I have on right now, Cody Tucker, and he has his own show also, Wild Boy. He's just like, man, I can't. I'm like, what? He's like Jason Aldean, and I was just like, come on, man. But everybody's not gonna like everything,
You can't go wrong with the '90s country, though. That's the sweet spot of country music.
So, you see, that's the sweet spot. See, I'm going back once again, Alabama, Oak Ridge Boys, Ronnie Millsap. There's a stranger in my house. That's me. That's what I know. Charlie Pride. Willie Nelson, my uncle. So, it's all good.
There you go.
So I know all of that stuff very well. Come on, man. I know all of that stuff very, very well. So have you always been a front man? And who was the first person to tell you had an amazing voice?
Honestly, I've never always been a front man. I've been mostly a guitarist. My current guitarist now, Nick, him and I had a side project years ago, and he was like, "You're singing," and I was like, "Hell, I am." And he's like, "Well, write something to this." So I did, and that was like a summer love 6 months type long, project. But ever since then, I really grew in love with the aspect of singing and playing, and the challenge that comes with it. So, yeah.
Oh man, you got a great voice, dude. What are you talking about? It doesn't even seem like. So you never sang before that? I mean, I'm not just talking shower wise or just around the house, So you never just said.
I'd say publicly. I'd say publicly, I've been singing maybe 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Full time, like really pushing it out there, probably 6. So not that long, honestly.
So I'm going to see. I'm trying to, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to pull it out of them. I want them to really. So back in the day when mom and dad are listening to country music, you're going to tell me you weren't out there singing and
nope.
Get out of town, man. Are you serious?
No, man.
Really?
No. Yeah.
Not at all.
When you're younger and you think of a rock band, you think of a solo guitarist playing for a huge stadium, this crazy solo, right?
Okay.
You never think about the singing part of it. If you really think about it in music and rock music, if it wasn't for a guitarist coming up with a lot of stuff, there might not be a lot of great melodies out there, right? So, I mean, you can have great melodists, you can have great vocalists that put a melody to it, but if you didn't have the space to create,
you do have to have that. Yes, indeed. They always say it starts off with the drums, but then the guitar. I feel you. I can agree with that.
I am biased. I'm a guitarist, so
listen, yeah, because see, as a lyricist, as a writer, I know what I feel because a melody could just play in my head without me having to hear anything. It's just how I'm vibing to it. And so
but you place it in the environment. You have to have
I got you. Listen. He is definitely a guitar. He is a musician.
Look, baby. Look, let me tell you something. It is the egg before the hen, okay?
So here's another Lord Nelson quote. This is what I say. This is what I believe. The music draws you in.
Yep.
It gets you. But the lyrics keep you. That's my take on it. That's how I see it. And so now look, you see over here, you see that guitar over there? Look, my brother Matt Acevedo, I'm in a band with right now, the magnificent Matt Acevedo, as I call him. He's an amazing guitarist, an amazing musician. He and his wife gifted me that guitar, and I've always wanted a guitar. And so I've been practicing, but I'm going to tell you, I have so much respect for you guys of playing a guitar and having that craft and that artistry and how much time and effort it takes to play that instrument right there and getting your fingers and I was just like, this is amazing. I've been looking at it, and I just like I say, I'll pull it out every so often. Pause. I pull it out every so often, and I'll play it, and I'm just like, man, it's crazy. But I just want to big you guys up for that because it really is something else to play guitar. So, but I am still a lyricist, and welcome to our fold. And now we're gonna get you all. We're gonna get you on the other side. So, how easy or difficult is it for you to navigate between melodic and hardcore vocals without harming your voice? Because I know some, like I've asked Relent that question, man. Come on now.
Look, when you're starting out, you're always going to mess it up, right? You just can't be afraid of doing that. Yeah. And and then the second part is not afraid to ask for advice or help. So going through that, yeah, I messed it up a few times, but I knew my limits when it came to that.
Right.
So now it's just about, it's all about your preparation beforehand. So, when you do the switch and then also delegating certain like vocal tasks to somebody in your band, like our drummer, he can do really, really, really good screams. So there might be some overlapping things that would, he could take care of that would also, give longevity to my voice as well throughout shows.
I feel you because just watching you and listening to you and seeing that transition from something so melodic and then going into the scream, I was just like, shit. It's just good. It's good to see that because I've seen a lot of people or a lot of bands where they'll just have the one guy, he's just screaming, or he's or his death vocals, but it's not transferring into the melodic side like you're doing. So once again, it goes back to when I say about the singing thing and you doing what you're doing. It's that's kind of amazing that it's just been a few years for you doing that, man. You've always had that talent and didn't know, but your drummer knew. He knew.
Yeah. I got to give a lot of credit, honestly, to just people that I've talked to at shows and just not being afraid to ask them for advice and do this and how do you do that? And I've taken some lessons from Melissa Cross, and if nobody's done that and you're vocalist, whether you scream or sing or both, if you haven't done it, you're cutting yourself short, man. Let me tell you something. She's amazing. Yeah.
And so you're saying especially from her?
Oh yeah, she's well known throughout the music community with Caleb from Beartooth and Matt and from Bullet from My Valentine. I remember all these bands, Bad Omens, they've all taken lessons from this lady, and I haven't done a personal lesson with her, but I've taken lessons from her and just utilize that. And it's just been, if you're not doing that, pay for it. Invest in yourself. You are cutting yourself short if you don't.
I'm listening to you very, very closely because I always laugh at my wife. She's just like, well, you can rap and do this, but you're singing is. I was like, listen, I sing how I sing. I'm a bootleg Luther Vandross, I'm whatever like that.
My man.
Stop talking. I said, other people tell me I sound all right. I can hold a note okay. I was like, but man, oh man, but you know how when it's close to home, they're gonna be harder on you. So it's all it is. But I'm gonna have to check her out most definitely, man. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Indeed. So you as well as Nick have gone to school for music. How much has this education helped you guys in Hollow Intent?
Quite a bit, actually. He went to school more on the theory side of things, so utilizing that for him. Whereas for me, I did a lot more of studying songs, like the Beatles, Billie Eilish, artists like that. studying their song structure and how they do things and how they market it and audio wise what they've done. So I mean, the combination of both of us putting our heads together with two different areas of the same that just overlap, it's been great to work with, because I'm like, what notes are you playing there? Okay. Punch it into the synth or whatever. And, you know, and then he's like, well, why did you do the chorus? You know, why did you do verse break, chorus instead of verse, chorus? And, you know, and just doing those different things and sharing our, what we've learned it's been great.
Right. And it's wild. I can remember Rich when he would send me music and he would just like, I wasn't thinking you were going to he just allowed me to be me, which is a great thing when you're a lyricist and vocalist. He allowed me to write how I saw it fit. So when the music's playing, he was just like, oh man, I wasn't even thinking the chorus should go there. I was like over here, I was like, nah, man, this is what I'm feeling. This is the vibe, and this is how it is, man. It's just crazy. And he was just like, but no, it works. I was just like, yeah. So, you know, you never know what people are listening to or what they're hearing. And so, you know, having that creative spirit with each other to do what you do, man, and it, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. Really, it's a beautiful thing.
And to touch off of what you just said there, you know, that's what I love about these guys is we actually recently just added a bassist.
Oh, you did?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just added him. Matt is his name. Dude's fantastic as well. He was, you know, primarily guitarist, and he picked up the bass and love what we're doing. We love what he's doing. But anyways, to touch base on what you said, you know, like I'm constantly writing. So them allowing me the space to, even if I write 90% of the material,
yes,
you know, they're still getting the credit because they still, you know, they're putting their input on there. Their intuitiveness, you know, Nick's got pieces in there. There might be songs that I've written, you know, 100% on, but then he's come in and been like, hey, do this instead of this. And like being allowed to be me, you know, and do what I really like to do and really want to do, instead of being held back or in a certain like square or box or something like that, even we'll call it. Like this whole new process with these guys has been just out of this world. It's great.
I speak about that a lot. I love that you said that, because I always ask writers about that and having that free space to be creative and do what you do and feel the music how you feel it. And because you really are, you're listening to that music and you're like, this is what I'm feeling. I'm going to have to sing these songs. This is important to me. It's personal to me, or whatever it is, but it's coming from you. And nobody else is going to be able to get what you give to that. And if they appreciate that, then it makes it easy, just like you appreciate them and what they bring to the table, you know? And so I love that. Once again, as a writer, I love the fact of being able to do what I can do, man. It's a great feeling indeed, man. So while I say you are now a three-piece and have had a few lineup changes, even though you're four now, you do have Matt as the bass player. Okay, welcome, Matt. Welcome, man. Listen, William said you're really that guy, so it's all love, man. You know, looking forward to listening forward to, you know. So how taxing has this been on you and your vision for Hollow Intent?
I mean, let's be honest. Like it can get pretty taxing, right? Like when you go through lineup changes, or even if you don't go through lineup changes, it doesn't matter either way. There are certain speed bumps that are taller than the previous ones or the next ones, and they could be a little bit difficult to get over sometimes. And sometimes you need to take a step back or just push through them or go around them or whatever. But in the end, it isn't about how taxing it is. It's about how you it's about how you react to that taxation, and how you come back from it, honestly. So yeah.
Oh no, love. So with two magnificent musicians, now three, like Nick and Caleb and Matt, it seems you have the right individuals to take it to that next level. So what do you feel they bring to the band individually that exceeds their predecessors?
I mean, honestly, of course, give credit to all my predecessors. They're all, good, talented musicians in their own way. They have their own thing. These guys, they have a different vision, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, right? They're 100%. And, they just bring a different fire. They bring, they give me the space, but also contribute in their own way. I found Caleb through another project I was trying to join, and then just grabbed them and brought them with me. You know, and you know, he did a cover of Currents. I don't know if you know that band Currents. They're kind of technical. But they're absolutely disgustingly good. Played with them at Blue Ridge, and they're just down to earth guys. Right. Anyways, he did a drum cover of their song and was like 95% spot on, and I was like, that's the guy.
Right.
And you know, he just brings a different motivation and, you know, a different kind of atmosphere to it. He kind of keeps us on our toes with, you know, being healthy and motivated, and just keeping that going. Nick is great. His style, my style overlap, but he comes with a different mentality as far as music and music theory goes. So his contribution to the music and helping me out when I'm like, bro, I need to take care of this, and he's like, got it.
Right.
You know, and Matt's the hardware guy. Like, he's very good at like building things, and you know, he's great at, you know, having that go for it attitude. So everybody has that, and that's exactly what's needed.
Right.
You know, if you have anything less than that from anybody in any group, it doesn't matter. It's never going to work. If you have that, if everyone has different goals in mind, it's never going to work.
Right. Right.
And there's nothing wrong with you having a different goal. You just have to communicate it.
Yeah, well, you're a unit, so you want to have, so you want to be moving in the same direction. As I always say, you want to be in the same book, same page, same word. You know, you definitely want to do that, man, and it feels like you guys have that. So once again, looking forward to what you guys are going to do, man. Indeed, and looking back at the beginning of the band, other than the previous players, we're gonna move beyond them. Has your outlook for what you want the band to be changed at all?
Not really. My outlook for the band was to make an impact on one person's life, aside from whether that was if there was nobody that listened to us, and the bandmate, one of the 50,000 bandmates I may have, was impacted by the music of the lyrics, and that's all that matters to me, right? Truly, because music is a universal language. It transcends gravity, it transcends time and everything, right? It brings us all together as one, no matter what genre. So as long as it impacts one person, and these songs with these guys have brought out I've always written in a negative fashion, just like most rock musicians, right? It's always, you know, it's always about the depression and anxiety and certain life experiences. But this new music, they've brought out a whole different attitude in me, including some life events that I went through, you know. So that combination, you know, it's just maintaining that positivity as to why I started it in the first place.
Indeed. So you do most of the writing, correct?
Correct.
Touch on that again. You do most of the writing. So how do you guys come, as far as music wise, as the collective of what you're doing, you know, song structure and things like that? Are you like, hey, this is what we're going to do, or you let them do their thing? Who has the ideas? Where do the ideas come from of creating this music?
I'd say a lot of the ideas come from my side. However, Nick has his share, and he's like, because he's very in the box when it comes to writing, which is perfect for what I need, because sometimes I'm like out in left field. I'm like, bro, we should do this. And he's like, no, don't do that. Right. So he kind of pulls me back, and he's like, calm down, Pecos Bill, you know. It's like, you know, and then, you know, but then I'm like, all right, let's get outside the box. Let's figure out a way to put one foot inside and one foot outside, right? And, you know, I'd say, even though the physical writing part is mostly in my court, the overall contribution is equal. So, and in every other way. So, I mean, you know, most of the writing does come from my end. However, I still give everyone the opportunity to just be like, hey, what do you think? What do you think I should add? How do you think it should progress? So on and so forth. So
indeed.
Yeah.
No, good thing. So let's talk about this monster EP.
Okay.
All elements from the production, orchestration, vocals, they're excellent, bro. They really are. That's the way I feel, man. I like to be, you know, I'm the Lord. I got to be honest. What else could I be? You know. So would you say that this is still the Hollow Intent sound, and will we get more bangers like Burn on the next project?
Honestly, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, with with the next stuff that's coming out, it's a massive step in evolution in our sound.
Yeah.
You still have that hollow intense, that nostalgic late, 90s, early 2000s, rock vibe groove to it with some modern elements, right? It's not overdone with synths or anything like that, but there's a lot more production that's involved in it to give it some more dynamics, lower valleys, higher peaks, so to speak. And you're just like, a lot of the stuff is a bit more, there's a lot more eclecticness when it comes to the music. We've never had a song that's all scream. We have one that's in there now. We've never had a ballad that talks about heartbreak. We do now, right?
Right.
I mean, there's so much that's inside this new stuff, but it's all still positive in a way. So, like this new stuff is completely, it's like 10 steps ahead of what we did with Monster.
Yeah. So but it is all about, maturing and growth and moving ahead. You don't want to stay in the same place all the time. And some bands are like, this is the formula we have. It works, but I always think that there's a need for growth to me. As we get older, and I know, you guys are some youngsters, I'm much older, but just as we grow, we just see things because we live life and we learn and life lessons, and whether we're married or relationships, as you were speaking about having a ballad, and I'm not sure what that ballad is about. You might a heartbreak, heartache, or whatever it is, or great times, love. As my wife just told me the other day, she said, I just remember you used to write songs about women all the time. And I used to try to make her understand that I wasn't writing music about other women. I was taking and putting her in those places. And it kind of it kept me out of trouble with things, because I said, even though you're not thinking that it's you, that's you. And I'm just putting you in a different light. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's what writers do.
100%.
And William is a writer now, and he understands that very clearly.
Very clearly.
When our minds get to going and the things that we see, everyday things that we see, because I have pulled, from friends. I might pull something from this conversation, things that just spark my mind. So, yeah, man, it's just everybody coming together and just being one and creating something magical and beautiful, man. And I just feel you guys are definitely doing that, man. So just handling your business, man. So with you being a trained audio engineer, how involved are you with the mixing and mastering process? Because do you guys bring anybody else in for the production, and what are you doing? Because I know, reading your stuff, I see you have some other people doing some stuff. So how? I'm running my mouth, but yeah, go ahead. No.
No, you good. So I'm I handled most of the pre-production process, right? Song structure, basic necessities for putting the song together, pre-vocal. I didn't record any of my vocals here.
Oh, really?
So I wanted to leave that 100% open. And the gentleman that we're using, Jake, from Studio Harrison, him and I have known each other about 10 years now. He's taught me a lot of what I know when it comes to audio production. He's taught me a lot of what I know when it comes to singing.
Okay.
And he's just he brings a whole different element of pushing me vocally on this new stuff that, when we wrote Monster, it was mostly like I wrote it with the intent of writing and singing playing and singing at the same time.
Right.
Whereas now I wrote the song without even thinking about playing and singing it. So I'm challenging myself, and okay. And I come in with a certain vocal polyrhythm, and I'm like, hey, I want to do this. He goes, that sounds like you can play and sing at the same time. Let's make it harder for you. So, but it's a good thing. Like, he brings different sets of harmonies, different, rhythmic ideas when it comes to that, even song structures, you know what I mean? And just, we think on the same level, but, he's just somebody else that pulls me outside of that box. And, we're coming up on finishing up the last 3 songs this month. Awesome. So, and he's, I handle the pre-production, but he's doing a lot of like on hands-on production with me, even, teaching me some things while I'm like, hey, when you go back into the files to resend me this stuff, make sure you do this or that, before you do that, try doing this, and just giving me tips and tricks on and different methodologies to be able to just be better at what I do. So he's all around. He's such a great person and a great asset to have on our team.
I got you. So how long have you been working with this young man? Because well, first of all, before you answer that, let me say this. For you to be a person that is open to hear what somebody else and believe in that and trust in that when somebody else is telling you something, because somebody just might say something like, you're like, man, what are you talking about? But you're open to his suggestions and things that you feel can make you a better artist, a better singer. That's a beautiful thing. Once again, I say that a lot. Beautiful. I mean, I keep looking at myself when I say beautiful, but it's like he laughed a little bit hard, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no,
it's like walking by the mirror in the morning and doing a double take.
I do it.
Sexiest man alive, right there, baby.
I know. Listen, I know about deficiency. I know anyway. So the fact that you could be that open and listen to him and hear him. So why do you feel that he is that guy that you work with? I guess you've worked with him for a while now. So what is it about him that is just makes him that guy?
Well, honestly, first off, somebody with severe ADHD like I do, like it's hard to focus. And when you have ADHD, like humans are habitual creatures, but when you have ADHD, habituality is super important. Music production gives me the ability to control the environment, and that's my release on my sense of control, right? And then you have, the fact that, like, I call him my friend. He's a really good friend of mine, Jake. And, being able to walk in, there's two reasons. Number one, you can hit delete on the keyboard anytime, right?
Right.
Most people don't get that. They want to go to the studio. They're like, we're going to do it my way. Nah. Yeah. If it makes it better, I want to hear it, right? So, and, because you probably know, like, you might hear a melody in your head, but then you put it down and you're like, it does not work with this.
Right. Indeed.
So, it's just like that. There are ideas that I've come to the table where he's like, that's spot on, bro. And then there's ideas where he's like, I don't like that. We're going to redo it. I'm like, okay, let's go. One of the songs we did, we rewrote the chorus probably 3 or 4 different times. We found the right one.
Indeed, man.
So I trust him. And that's the biggest thing is I know he's not going to harm my music. I know he's going to capture the vision that I have and enhance it tenfold. I trust him with that. And I'll be 100% honest. If anything comes out of this project going forward, and I get into another studio somewhere, I will fly him out to do my vocal production. I don't care.
Wow.
That's what I would do.
That's saying a lot, because you just said that word trust, that small word, which is gigantic. You said that you trust him. You said it a few times, and that means a lot. So Jake from State Farm, he trusts you, bro. He trusts you.
Wearing khakis.
I don't have a problem wearing khakis. I've worn khakis a whole lot.
No, if you guys haven't, Studio Harrison is the name on the Facebook page and the website. Make sure you go check it out. He does all kinds of genres, and he's very good. So make sure you go check.
And where's he located?
10 minutes from me here in Wilmington, North Carolina.
In Wilmington also. Listen, so I have people I go to. I do a lot here, and then, I'll send it off to Matt in Texas, and we'll do our thing. But I can always feel like, just better mics, because, for voices and all kinds of things, man, there's so much stuff that can be done, and I'm loud anyway. Usually they're just like, hey, man, back up away from the microphone a little bit, man. Back up, it's just like me, just being who I am. But nah, man, it's good to have people like that in your corner. And I want to move to asking about, and which is still with this, is what kind of team do you have? Do you have a great team behind you that pushes you and supports you? Because as Corey Lowry always told me, he's like, Lord, you got to have that team, man. That team means so much to you. So what does team mean to you?
Honestly, team is everyone Now, first off, I like to say I don't believe in sacrifices. I believe in decisions, right?
Okay.
So, you know,
Well,
you never.
hold on. I'm cutting you off. Explain that a little bit more to me. You don't believe in sacrifices, you believe in decisions. Expound on that for me. I'm really into this now. I'm into what you're saying.
Don't get me started because I don't believe
I want you to be started. No, because I really honestly, no. Speak on it, please.
All right, so it all starts honestly with motivation and luck, right? I don't believe in motivation. I don't believe luck either. I don't believe any of those exist. That ties into sacrificing, right? Like you have to make a decision either way. You're either going to do this or you're going to do that. Okay. And either way, you have to be confident that it's going to be what you make of that decision is what you get in return of that. So I'm never going to sacrifice. When I start sacrificing things or assuming mentally that I'm sacrificing something, I instantly have regret. By making a decision, there's no such thing as regret anymore. So then that comes out of my vocabulary as well. So I make a decision, and that's that. I live with that.
I love that, and I'm glad that I asked you to really define that and explain that more for me, because I don't live my life with regrets. I make decisions, and it's either a good one or a bad one, and I just live with it. And I can't go back and change the things that I've done. So a lot of times, there's some people that, within my life have been like, oh, you don't have any regrets of the shit you've done. I'm just like, listen, I apologize for doing those stupid things, but it was just life lessons. And now gotta either move on, or I said, because I can't sit there and swim in that. I can't do it. Can't swim in all that like that. There's no need for it. I'm not a person that wants to feel bad. And so I know how visual I am and how I go through things, man. I'll kill myself. So no, I just move on. And
if people think of their life as if you think of your life as a business, what good is if you make a bad business decision, which every business owner does.
That's right.
If you make a bad business decision, businesses make decisions. They don't make sacrifices, right? So if you make a bad business decision or life decision, are you going to sit there and lose money by thinking about what you could have done? Or are you going to try to find a way to make money by not doing what you did before? Right? Of course. Same thing.
No, you're on point with that, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, a segment of educating you, as I say. Sometimes we will educate you on this show, and that definitely was good for me, and I hope good for you also. I don't smoke, but smoke a cigarette if you need.
It's like reading a philosophy book, man. You get 2 sentences and you need a cigarette. Like,
oh man, all love, definitely. So, what should we expect from the new music in the works, and when should we expect it to drop?
So we're looking at sometime early spring.
Okay.
We actually just we're going to be recording one of potentially 3 music videos starting in the end of this month.
Okay.
With Black Plate Productions, who, by the way, is not only a fantastic cinematographer, Garrett is also a fantastic producer. He has the best drum room I've ever heard in North Carolina, right next to Jamie King. Anyways, I'll give people credit all day. But you can expect a whole evolution. There's some, there's what you call, dad rock that's in there. There's some, there's some stuff that wouldn't go on the radio. There's some aggressiveness. There's some, back and forth. There's a little bit of both. I mean, there's a whole, like I said before, there's a scream song on there, and there's a ballad on there for heartbreak. Then there's, some radio stuff. Then there's just a couple fun ones. So
right. Well, I think that is cool that you're reaching out to grab more people than just one specific thing. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're able to grab an album, an EP of music of an artist, and let them take you on that journey, that ride, that roller coaster ride up and down of life and fun times and maybe heartache and whatever. There's nothing, once again, nothing more beautiful than that, man. That's a wonderful thing to have, and I know that's how I feel about it. Because I like for somebody to really take me on a journey when I'm listening to their music. I don't want to just headbang the whole time. I don't want to just be, sometimes we're in that mood. We're in that mood to do that. But then if you could just really listen and hear multiple things and different kind of things, man.
Starset did that their first album. Sahaj did a fantastic job producing that.
Yeah.
You know, from start to finish, it's like listening to a sci-fi movie. I mean, it's perfect.
No, that's awesome, man. That's the way it's supposed to be to me. Anyway, that's the way I see it. So we're getting close to the end. Now it's like I might want to think of some other things and start asking, because I'm enjoying, man. Look, I enjoy this so much, man. I'm trying to tell you guys, I enjoy this. I enjoy my guests. I enjoy hearing your perspective and where you're coming from. So when I'm asking these questions, as I'm listening to your catalog and your music, is when I'm writing these questions, because I'm just like, okay, that sparks me there. Okay, I like the way he said this. Or, man, just like I said, when you went from the transition from the scream back to the melodic and melodic to scream, I'm just like, that is beautiful. It was seamless. It was effortless. So I was just like, wow, how much has he practiced this? You know, or did it just come to him just naturally? He's just that guy, you know? So those things like that, man, it just, I really am enthused about what's going on with this, man. And I see everything. I laugh a lot because I'm so doggone visual. So every time when you said Jake the first time, in my mind, I said Jake from State Farm, and I can just see the thing. I don't know how he looks, but I'm picturing him. So I picture everything. So everything that you have talked about, you know, from I haven't seen Matt yet, but I've seen Caleb and Nick. But Matt, you know, it's just kind of like I have a picture of this bass player. I don't know what it is, but I have it in my head. So anyway, man, it's just who I am, man. I'm crazy like that at times. So what makes Hollow Intent a must watch and listen?
Because what you see on the cover is not what you get in person. So, you know, we will go play a show and people will hang out with you. You know, where I see too many times where, you know, bands they think too highly of themselves or whatever. No, like there are people that were with us from the beginning I'm good friends with. You know, witnesses in my wedding, you know, like I mean, and they're super fans of ours, you know.
Right.
There's a guy that was printing out, you know, our posters for $0. You know, give him a little behind the scenes taste, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you know, we're gonna hang out with you. You know, I'm gonna ask you, you know, do you have any kids? How are they doing? What do they plan on doing? I'm gonna hang out with your kids.
Right.
You know, like you never, and then people will say, you know, who's the singer in your band? You know, and then we get on stage, we're like these cool, down to earth people. We get on stage and it's like, okay, we're just going to start mopping faces. You know, it's like, so, you know, it's really like, and that's because we have fun with it, but you know, that's really what it's about. You know, like just getting to know everybody and, you know, and that's what they can expect. You know, you might see us in the cover and they're probably just like every other, you know, band that's out there. And, you know, just, you don't have to like our music, but you can still like us as people. And that's really what counts.
100%. And I guess that something that I learned also, and I know it's just me, I can remember being on stage and, you know, I'm playing with Stuck Mojo and we're doing songs like Monster and some of the, and I'm like, I'm up there, you know, I'm 6'5" at the time, 300 pounds, you know, and I'm like, I'm ready to kill everybody. That was my attitude when I'm on stage, even though I would smile once in a while, but I just still had what I felt the music meant to me. And I'm just like, this is how I'm going to approach this. And, you know, not sometimes, when I would get off that stage and talk to people, some people were afraid to come talk to me, not knowing that I'm a super nice person. And so they were just like, we were in Osnabrück, Germany, and we were with Volbeat. And we had toured with Volbeat. And so I see this big, tall guy. I mean, I'm 6'5", so he's probably close to 7 feet tall. He's a big dude. So all of a sudden I see them over pointing at me, and I'm just like, you know, what's going on? You know, this is all, but they're pointing at me. And the next thing I know, here he comes with these two young ladies. Then he's just like, they want to come talk to you, but they're kind of scared of you because, you know, when you do your eyes like this and whatever, they're like, and I know what I do. And then he's like, they were definitely scared of you. And then they come over and they were just like, you're just the sweetest person. You're just a big teddy bear or whatever like that. I'm just like, that's my stage persona. But now this is me. And I want to know you guys. And I want to have a conversation with you and let you know that you are appreciated for coming out here and buying merch, spending time, to watch us do what we do. That means a lot, it really does. And, you're out here singing songs and everything like that. So listen, I agree 100% with you, man. There's nothing like having them show you that love. And, we're going to still do what we do regardless. But that is the icing on the cake when they show you that love, and being on that stage is a drug like no other drug. And,
it's like getting a tattoo, man. There's no other feeling like it.
Well, I've never had a tattoo, but I love tattoo culture though. No, I think it's some of the coolest shit ever. I have seen some people with some of the most amazing tattoos. And I mean, just beautiful individuals. And I'm just like, wow. Last thing I get to run in my mouth. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm a writer. I'm a front man. It's what we do. A very good. I call him family. He's not call him family. He is family. Pierre Heinemann, and he's in Germany. And so the first time I came over with Stuck Mojo, saw him. He came to multiple shows. Man, he's even flown other places to come see us. And then the next time we came over, he had put my face on his arm. He had tattooed my logo, on his arm. And man, I just looked at it. He said, I know you think I'm crazy. I said, no, I don't think you're crazy. I just think that is one of the most beautiful things that has humbled me more than you would ever know, that you would think that much of me. So I embrace the fans. I embrace them, and I am thankful and grateful for every opportunity that I have to perform in front of somebody or do this show and have William on this show, and we're doing what we do. So thank you once again, man. I really, really appreciate you. This has been a blessing and a really good time, man. A good conversation for me, man. I don't know where you are, but I know where I am.
No, man, we appreciate you letting us, come on here and talk about us and, share some credits with everybody. And, it's what it's all about, man. And everyone's part of it. And, everyone down to giving us interviews and talking about us, to our fans wanting to be a part of the process, to our team at Distilled Entertainment, and, all these other, great pieces. Like, you can't do it without a team.
Indeed. And I just want to big up Distilled Entertainment. And man, listen, those are my brothers, man. I love those guys. I love their families. I love them. They are family to me. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do for them, man, because they mean a lot to me. And so anytime y'all are ready to come back, whenever you're going to drop it or do whatever, please, it's nothing to it. It's a word. I got you. I'll make time for you. There's nothing to it. Just like I said, I might even have to bump some people for certain people. You know what I'm saying? It's just a family thing. It's all love,
I expect that beard to be bigger when we come.
So it's all love, man. It really is. So my very last question, I ask everybody the same question, is, what was the last song you listened to?
The last song that I listened to was called Way Out by a band called Colorblind.
Colorblind, Way Out.
Yeah.
Love to ask that question because you never know what we're listening to. I always believe we as musicians and lovers of music, we listen to a lot of things more than people would really know. So yes, indeed. So you said Colorblind and Way Out?
Yep. That's the name of the song. It's called Way Out.
Way Out.
Just dropped it, I think, like a week or so ago.
Yes, indeed.
They're like a different version of Nothing More. They're so energetic. They're very, very heavy hitting and great production. Give them a listen.
Indeed. Well, I definitely plan on doing it. Every time somebody says something to me, I go out there and listen every single time. So
there you go.
That's definitely what's up. Well, young man, if you wouldn't mind, please give the people, again, because you kind of did it earlier, the information of where they can get in touch with you guys and see you guys, or social media and all those good things.
All right, awesome. You can go to our link tree. It's linktree/hollow.intent. You can go there. All of our lists for our websites are there. We're everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, your sister's ass, all that. No, I'm just kidding. I got that from Vic Dabidino. He's so funny. Anyways, you can find us everywhere, hollowintent.com, everywhere. All right. So check us out. Let us know what you think. If you don't like us, let me know what you think. I'll give you a thumbs up. So it's okay.
Indeed. And as he said, remember, check your sister's ass.
There you go. Did you watch your ass? So great.
Wild dude. So once again, man, I appreciate you. And if there's anything else you want to say, you know, the floor is yours. You want to talk that talk, you can. And listen, let it be known if there's anything else you got to say. I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking.
All right, cool. So with the little bit that I have left, there are two things that I mentioned before. Motivation doesn't exist, and neither does luck. And I'll tell you why. If you look up the definition for motivation, it's the will or desire to do something. So if you don't want to do it, don't say you're not motivated, just say you don't want to do it, right? And luck doesn't exist because luck is basically, you know, degradation. It is a crutch for people who are jealous because you're more successful or have done something that they've wanted to do and they can't achieve that because they don't have the willpower to do it or desire to do so. So you either do, you don't, right? Like whatever it is that you want to do, make that decision. There's no such, don't worry about being motivated. You either want it or you don't, right?
Right.
You want it, go get it. Just that simple.
What did Star Wars, what is it? You do or do not. There's no try. You do or you do not. Listen, thank you again for that. That was great, man. I'm glad you said that. I think that's going to help a lot of people, man, because that was good. I'm telling you, that was good, man. I appreciate that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's what we do. It's what we bring to you. We're not bringing you the regular kind of BS. We're bringing you something that's going to entertain you and educate you sometimes. And William has just educated you guys. my brother, once again, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is the Lord. Nelson, that is, from the podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS Network with 5 Royals Entertainment. With the amazing, gotta say it 3 times. Yes, indeed, William Baker from Yes. Hey, man, thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate it, man. And,
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes,
good, man.
All right, man. Well, be good. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. And say hello to everybody. Welcome, Matt. Welcome.
I will. Be good. If not, name it after me.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bro. You're a wild dude.
I'll see you, bro.
Take care.
Bye.
Let's burn this fucking kingdom down.